welcome to Classic Gamer 74, episode 26, Asteroids, continuing on with the best of the Atari 2600 series. I'm your host, Anthony Ventrilo, and I'm Alligator. Welcome back, everybody. Asteroids was created by Atari in 1979. The game was extremely popular. At the height of its popularity, there were over 70,000 cabinets in the world. Most people don't know that Asteroids was one of the first video games to ever be ported to a home video game system. That's correct, as the game was ported in 1981 and was released in the arcades in 1979. How about a trivia question for the people? Good idea. Okay, so as Asteroids was one of the first video games to be ported, the question for today is, what is the name of a popular arcade game that was never ported to a game system in the United States? You think you know the answer? Wait till the end and find out. Although many fans consider it one of the greatest Atari games of all time, I think it is. So do I. Critics only gave it around 80%. What? Well, that's still a B, yeah, but I think it's an A+ game. So do I. Anyway, that's just someone's opinion, and most people don't care what critics think. That's right. It actually is in my top 10, and in mine too, and in most fans' top 10s. Yep. Alright, so let's check it out and we'll see why this game is in so many people's top 10s and why it's considered one of the greatest Atari games of all time. Alright, this is variation number 1. In this version of the game there, you're shooting at them asteroids there, and I just turned it on A, and now in this variation you got the ability to do hyperspace. See? I did it again. And again. And again. And also you have that with the A turned on, you have them satellites coming after you. So it makes the game more challenging. Oh. Got him. Look out, I would... Ah, darn it. But anyway, this is my least favorite variation, so anyway. You know how it is. Alright, in this variation of the game, you actually have shields. Now, the story behind the game is that you are a member of the Cosmic Space Patrol, and you are training to be able to find your way through an asteroid belt. Interestingly enough, we have an asteroid belt in our solar system, which is located between the planets Mars and Jupiter. Which is interesting if you think about it, because it could actually serve as a boundary between a solid planet, like Mars, and a giant gas planet like Jupiter. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Check it out. Watch. Ooh, love them shields. Yep. And they only last for a couple seconds. If you hold on to it too long, you'll blow the ship up, so... Uh-oh, you're moving. Ooh, nice shooting. Yeah, you can also fly around, although it's not a good idea. Most experts of the game recommend that you try to stay in one place throughout most of the game. A lot easier that way, because once you take off flying, it's really hard to control the ship. Nice shooting. Naturally. Okay, there you go. Don't forget about your shields. If you see an asteroid coming for you, hit the shield button. No problem. Darn it, he got away. Alright, now in this variation of the game, you have the flip, which is you just pull back on the joystick and you do 180-degree turn, which is a lot of fun and can help you out in a tight situation. Now this game was programmed by Brad Stewart, who also programmed the original Breakout, and then later would work for Imagic, where he would program the game Firefighter, and a really cool prototype that was never released called Sky Patrol, that we will discuss in a later episode. Yeah, that thing can be kind of cool. I really like that flip thing there, but sometimes I forget that I got it there, and then it kind of works against me. Yep. Alright, in the next variation of the game, you have no extra things. You have no hyperspace, no flipping, no shields. So, oh. Yeah, see, I got nervous there. Actually, I tried to use the hyperspace and it didn't work. Anyway. One other thing I'd like to point out is that they have variations within the variations. You have some levels where the asteroids will break apart and go in other directions. We're basically showing you the first variation so that you get a pretty good idea, but you can make the game more difficult if you want to, and just have as much fun as you can with this game. And don't forget, though, that there is 2-player mode on every game, so grab a friend and have at it. How long do you think we played this game the other day? Oh, a couple hours at least. Now, in the final variation, this is the children's mode, and in this one, the asteroids move a lot slower, they are destroyed a lot quicker, and there's less asteroids to shoot at. Now, my natural bone youngins was playing this the other day, and my 3-year-old had a lot of fun with it, because like I said, this is geared right towards first-time players and them there youngins. How did Al Jr. do? Oh, he did fine. Yeah, he about 3 years old, and he just had a lot of fun with this version of the game. I got a feeling he's going to become a great gamer when he grow up, just like his daddy. I guarantee that. Now, we can't very well talk about Asteroids without looking at the arcade version. So here is the original arcade version from 1979. Alright, now this is the arcade version. Now you can see that the graphics are very primitive, even by Atari standards, but the sound effects are amazing. And it sure doesn't take anything away from the gameplay. Yeah, those asteroids are coming for you on this. I tell you, this is a lot more difficult than the Atari version. Yeah, I have to agree, but I tell you, the game is still fun and very challenging, and it still holds up to this day. You know, these people talk about how easy the games were back in the day. I challenge them to try this game and see how long they last. Okay, there's level 1. Oh, geez, level 1. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You shoot the asteroids and then they move even faster in a bunch of different directions. Help! Oh yeah, but this is fun, even by today's standards. With each new game system, Atari tried to upgrade some of their classic games, and Asteroids was no different. The version that was to be released for the 5200 never got past the prototype stage, and it's quite similar to the arcade version, so let's take a quick look at that. As you can see, many of the aspects from the arcade version and the 2600 version are included in this prototype that was to be released for the 5200, including the shields and them pesky satellites and UFOs, and unfortunately the ability to fly around, which I don't recommend doing, especially in this version of the game. Since it was not released, as the 5200 was pretty much considered a failure, we have no way of knowing how the fans of Atari would view this version of the game. However, most people, like a lot of the games from the 5200, actually seem to enjoy it, as the games themselves were much more successful and likable than the 5200 itself. The 7800 had more memory than the 2600 or the 5200. Therefore, the 7800 version of Asteroids was by far the most technologically advanced, with 3D graphics and a lot of colors and several different options, even a 2-player head-to-head version. This has to be probably one of the best versions of the game to date, so let's check it out. Alright, so what we have here is the intermediate setting of the game. Now, you have the ability to hyperspace, much like in the original game. However, you don't have the shield, or at least I can't get it to work if you have it, but no, actually you don't. I looked in the book, and you have hyperspace, and that's about it. And of course you can fly around if you choose to, and look out for the robot satellite ships, as they definitely do shoot back, and their aim is probably better than yours. So you can see that even on the easy setting, when you destroy a large asteroid, the smaller pieces go every which way. So definitely a nice upgrade as far as the picture and the graphics are concerned. So. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you liked it, please give us a big thumbs up. Hey, sorry about that. I haven't ate yet today. Oh, you're forgiven. All right. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to share our videos with your friends and encourage them to subscribe as we're trying to work our way up to 50 subscribers. Well, that brings us to the end of the... what? Trivia question. Oh, yeah, right. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so the trivia question for today is, what was the name of the classic arcade game that was never ported to a home game system in the United States? The answer is Mappy. Although a very popular arcade game, it was never ported to any of the game systems of that time in the United States, such as the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, Intellivision, or ColecoVision. Until next time, this is Anthony Ventrillo in Alligator saying thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye. Bye.